Hey, what is up? I was a 7-year ergo enjoyer before I started reviewing mice, and the OGM V1 was on my target list when it first released. So today I am grateful to Lethal Gaming Gear for sending this out, the OGM V2, for me to review. And I've had this for about a month now, and these are my thoughts. Firstly, my use case as follows: 10 hours plus of usage per day, my hand size 21 by 12, the temperature is 90s here or 32 degrees Celsius, humidity is 60% and above. Indoors it's about 80 plus. Outside I've got a sweaty fingertips and a clammy hand, but I've got a soft relaxed grip. Now let's start with the battery life and cleanliness check, but we'll talk a little bit about the specs. This is of course a soft ergo mouse. Some people would say this is more like an asymmetric mouse. 3950 sensor, 8K straight out of the box with a puck, 49 grams advertised, but it is about 52 grams with dots installed. It's got mechanical switches, which is the transparent guano blue shell pink dots. The battery life is 2 full days or 30 hours on 2K polling. I suspect it's a 250 milliamp or 300 milliamp battery. It does not say so on the website or any of the where you can find the information. 1K polling is approximately 120 hours or 8 days. It is super clean and kind of like grime repelling compared to the old OGM Cloud that I had. I had the red one as well. It had a similar coating, but that one was instantly fingerprints, and those fingerprints stayed there for 2 weeks. They would not go away. So let's move on and talk about the shape and size. As an ergo, this is a pretty it's on the pretty safe side, meaning it's kind of like a medium sized ergo. And here's a size comparison with a Thorn on my right, and on the left, Pulsar X-Lite V3 size 3. Now this is of course not a Thorn, this is an Ajax, but the Thorn is exactly the same in size and shape. You can clearly see that the Thorn is going to be slightly more aggressive than the OGM V2, and the Pulsar X-Lite V3 size 3 is clearly even bigger and even more aggressive. You can clearly see that the OGM V2 is not an aggressive ergo. I would describe it more like, again, asymmetric instead of ergo, because when we talk about ergos, we also include that that thumb support, or that cut here, or that bulge here, the bulbous shape at the back like a Pulsar. That would constitute like a proper ergo, or maybe a Death Adder V3. You can see that there is a deep cut and a bulbous backside. But when you talk about the OGM V2, the backside looks more like a G Pro Superlight. If you swap between a G Pro Superlight and an OGM V2, you could easily jump from mouse to mouse and not feel too different, or you could easily adjust and use either or mouse without any problem. The grip size is just over 61 millimeters where the sensor is, so it is it's wider than an R1 VXC R1. It's wider than a G Pro Superlight. G Pro Superlight is just 59 millimeters. It's wider than a Thorn. It's wider than a Maya X. Overall, it's very comfortable. It's a very comfortable shape, like the G Pro Superlight, but it's got that, of course, a higher arch over your index finger, because of course it's an ergo or asymmetric shape. The build quality itself, I want to touch a little bit about that. The OGM V2, like the OGM Cloud, has incredible quality and, you know, kind of like a sturdiness to it, very much like any big boy brand like Logitech. 49 grams, it's not a super light 38 gram mouse like what you see nowadays, but because of its larger size, it does feel a lot lighter than a 53 gram that it is right now. Mouse 1 and Mouse 2 has a little bit of give, but it's, you know, it's solid. There's no negative thing for me to say about it. I mean, it's great. The side buttons, if you take a look, they're kind of like molded to the shape of the body. It is like that way. So that's kind of like, it's very comfortable in the hand, and it says something about the attention to detail that they gave the design, and this should be commended. On the flip side, some of my fellow reviewers had some issues with the base not being flat enough, where it was teeter-tottering. You know, if they used dot skates, you know, it would teeter-totter, especially on a hard surface like a glass pad. On my copy, I don't face this issue, so maybe I was lucky. The coating itself, it's a new coating. It's dry and grippy. It feels like a huge improvement over the old OGM Cloud coating. I had the same red color in the OGM Cloud, but the surface of that mouse was very bad at repelling hand oils, and it would get disgusting just after 2 minutes. You can see here the surface has picked up a little bit of sweat, a little bit of hand oil, but it will disappear in like 1-2 minutes, no problem at all. While the old OGM Cloud, it would stay there for 2 weeks, and it was just horrendous to look at. You know, you set it aside on your table and you're doing other things, and you have to look at that mouse with all your fingerprints, smudges and oils. It kind of puts you off a little bit. So having a new surface or new coating like this is really commendable and really good. You know, it does not retain fingerprints and oil, so this is a huge improvement on the way it looks and the way it sits idle on your table. Next up, the buttons. The main buttons are the Huano transparent blue shell pink dots, and if I'm being honest, I feel like the era of Huano transparent blue shell pink dots have passed. You know, in my own research, I found out that the transparent purples or the transparent yellows sounded better and felt better than the transparent blue shell pink dots from Huano. However, I feel like everyone is migrating towards Omron opticals nowadays. Here, even Lamzu is joining in on the party with the Maya X. I did mention the side buttons are contoured to the shape of the mouse, and this feels like it makes it like AAA quality and design. The actuations itself are pretty normal, not too fancy or incredibly satisfying, but definitely workable and functional. So let's take a listen. Okay, let's move on with the feed. Well, let me give you a comparison with the Lamzu, with the, of course, Omron optical switches. So there you can tell the difference, that the transparent blue shell pink dots are significantly louder compared to the Omrons. But yeah, let me talk about the feet. The feet are excellent, even though I do not have them on the... I don't have the stock skates installed here. Instead, I have dot skates from Antec Gear. Now, I know that the stock skates are good because I had the original OGM Cloud. It had very good skates, and they did not need to be changed or upgraded. And I'm pretty sure the V2 also shipped with the same skates. I checked them out. I know that they're good. What I wanted to do was try out some Antec skates ACZB. You know, it looks like PTFE, but it's not PTFE. It's some kind of material called polyacetal or something like that. I'll leave a link if you're interested. These are the most expensive skates on the market, but they're like floating on your mouse pad with a luxury SUV or something like that. So that's why I'm using them at the moment. Now, in terms of performance and value, I got very comparable performance out of the OGM V2. I feel like this is an excellent competitor to the Thorn, or even a Death Adder, or even a Pulsar. But of course, this Pulsar is a different league of its own. It's truly a large mouse. This is the X-Lite V3 size 3, so it is significantly larger, even larger than the Death Adder, traditional Death Adder. So in my opinion, I feel like it's a great competitor to people who are going for the Thorn kind of shape or a G Pro kind of size. This is going to be a really good option, because if you want a soft ergo and asymmetrical, a comfortable ergo, you could call it not an aggressive ergo, this could be your choice. As for value, you're paying $96 for the best sensor out there, a 3950 with 8K polling capabilities out of the box at 52 grams. It's very competitive. Any ergo mice like a Zowie or Vaxi is $30 more, and it weighs 20-30 grams more with the old 3395 sensor and maximum 4K polling. So you're getting 8K polling, 3950, 52 grams. It's very hard to say anything bad about this mouse. The only downside I can think of is I can't believe I'm saying this, the Huano blue shell pink dots. It's very good, but I feel like the Omron opticals in 2024, they have overtaken the market, and those are the preferred switches for most people that I know that are into this hobby of testing mice or playing around with mice or have a huge collection of mice. The Omron opticals are right now the top dog. And anyway, that's my video for today. That's my review of the Waizowl OGM V2 updated version. I hope you enjoyed this video and took some useful information, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.